What is going on, clan? Welcome to an all-in-one human fall flat guide updated for 2022. This includes all of the DLC trophies, including the base game, to make sure that you get all of them. And it also even includes the Xbox and PC achievements, because for some reason the DLC levels, they do have one extra achievement and they're only on PC and Xbox. So again, I'll have timestamps for those in the description and in the video, and it'll allow every person to get the trophies or achievements depending on what platform you're playing on. I hope you guys have a great time playing through the game with me. It's a lot of fun. I'm going to show you a lot of skips as well, so that way we can get through the game as fast as possible and get those juicy achievements and trophies. And all of the skips that I put in the guide and the video, they're actually really easy to pull off, so you shouldn't have too much of a problem with it. There is one trophy that would be a little bit easier if you have a second controller or a partner, but it's still very doable with single player, and I got it on my 4th try, and I'll go more into that when we get to that part in the guide. And lastly, there is a speedrun trophy, but it basically just means to do a certain amount of these levels all in one sitting, and I'm going to have that in a separate video because I don't recommend going for it your first time. But it sounds a bit daunting, but it's not actually a speed run. It's just doing those levels in one session. So again, I'll have that in a separate video and I'll explain that at the end. But other than that, guys, let's jump right into it. I hope you have a great time. And also, if you're new around here,
so clench your butt cheeks, kid, and yell this from the depths of your heart!
Alright guys, so we can finally jump into the guide. Now with this one here, you control the character with L2 and R2. L2 will extend your left arm, R2 extends your right arm, and you can basically pick objects up, and when you're moving the right analog while your arm is extended, that's basically the extent of the controls. So try to familiarize yourself with the controls. And one of the methods we use throughout the guide, not very often because I know it can be a bit tricky, is this method here. You can see you can swing left and right while extending your arm, and you can slowly climb walls. So you can see we're going up just a bit each time, and what we're doing is we're using L2 to extend our left arm, going left and right, and then pretty much you can get on top of the wall. Now I avoid using this a lot throughout the guide because it can be a bit tricky to pull off if you can't get the hang of it, so don't worry too much about it. I've got a lot of really good skips throughout the guide to save us time and aren't really hard to pull off. So just keep following along and we will make this as easy as possible. Now we're going to go for a trophy right off the bat. Now to do this trophy, we actually have to jump over this gap. To do that, we're going to press L2 and R2 to extend our arms and turn the camera view up with the right analog. And if you jump at the last possible minute, you won't even need to do the swing trick. But once you get over, you'll get the Mind the Gap trophy. If you fall, you just respawn, and that's a trophy as well, so don't worry if you fall. Now we've got another trophy here. If you press L2 and R2 and cling onto the rail, and then press downwards on the right stick, you'll get the Pigeon simulator for climbing on top of the statue's head. So whenever you press down on the right analog, you're going to pull yourself up, and if you look up, you're going to extend your arms upwards. Now a lot of the guide has been basically condensed down really well. It's going to be the shortest guide you can find. That's what I want to aim for, but also while still being informative. So if you need to slow it down, go for it. But right when you get onto this next level, this one's going to be called Train. You can see I have them all in the top left. And if you need to slow it down, use the YouTube function, or you can also use the timestamps. But you want to jump inside the garbage can and just start moving around inside of it. After you've done that for about 50 meters, you're going to get the Convertible Ride trophy. And another easy trophy we can get here is leave the garbage can open, grab the debris from under the train, and once you put 5 pieces inside the garbage can, you'll get the Public Service trophy. Then you can make your way through this door. You're going to find a bench that's been flipped upside down. We just want to flip it up and then against the wall. And once you have it perfectly straight, you can see mine's still a bit crooked. Once it's lined up perfectly, you're going to get the Perfectionist Trophy. And now I'm going to show you how we can skip the majority of the rest of the level here, because we've got all the trophies here. Alright, so we can climb this wall here. You should be able to jump up and grab up easily. You won't have to do the little swing trick. We're going to come over here, drop down, and then go left. Now you can do the swing trick to go up the side of this train here. But if you can't be bothered, or if you can't really find yourself doing it, you can just go up on the trains and use the pillar to move the trains while you're walking. But once you get up here, all you have to do is go up the staircase, open the exit gate, and then leave the level. So that's going to be all the trophies done for the train level. And we're going to move on to the level called Carry. Now this is a fairly short level, but there's a little bit of setup we have to do. You can take this first box and set it on the button. Make your way into the next room, grab the box that's on the ledge. Head outside the doorway back to the start where we were at. Now we're going to want to switch boxes. We're going to put this box in the doorway and put this one on the button. Now for this trophy, we just have to set the box on the button that we grabbed from the other room. Then we're going to put this one in the doorway and get it stuck. And like a good step bro, we're going to go ahead and get the trophy. And once you make your way through the doorway with the box there, it's going to get you the It's Stuck trophy. And what you want to actually do is you can just jump off the ledge to respawn back at the start, and then you can set the box back on the button. Now for this next part, you want to make sure that this is the second room's box. So think of that as the second room, and then we're going to hug this side, and then you can see that the box just spawned in. So it has to be the box that was from the other room, otherwise it's not going to work. It'll just respawn back at the start. Now that that's there, we're going to grab the second box. So this will be box number 2. And we're going to go in here where there's another box. So this is box number 3 down below. So I've got box 2 in my hand. We're going to drop it down here with box 3. And then you want to set box 3 up on this room. So set box 3 up to be grabbed on top of the other box. And we're going to take box number, okay, that's just air. We're going to take box number 3 through the doorway. We're going to try to. I'm a thick boy. And once we get our way through, we're going to then take this one off the button, put it into the room that box 3 is in after we put the third box on this button. There you go. Now we can chuck the second and first box in that room, so that should be for the first and second box. And then we can chuck the third box off the ledge. We can then go over here and climb on this ledge, and we're going to leap over here. This is a nice easy one to do. Just make sure you're grabbed on and then drop down. And now you're going to see we have all 3 boxes here. So next up, it doesn't really matter what box you put where. We mainly just want to at least stack 2 up on this left side, because we want to put one on the button. So go ahead and grab the box on top, put it on the button. Now we're going to be in the 4th room. This has another box for us to grab. And there's a trophy to stack all 4 boxes in a tower. So what you want to do is use the elevator to bring the box up here. Once you have the box on this red thing, you can hug the wall and slowly move it over. So by holding onto the wall, you won't be able to fall off, and you just keep readjusting yourself. Bring the 4th box into this room and start stacking all of the boxes. This is best to do on the elevator side, so that way you can easily stack them. So again, for our last box, we're going to activate the elevator, bring it up on top, and then we're going to put it on top to get the tower trophy. Now thankfully, there's no other trophies we really need here, so we can then grab the box, put it back on the button, and we can go complete the level. Grab this box as well, make your way outside, and then just chuck it on here. And then we can go to the exit and jump out. I hope I explained that very well, so that way it was easy to follow. You can always slow it down if you need to as well. Next up, we're going to be on the mountain level. Now for this level, we're just going to make our way across all of these gaps. You're essentially climbing a mountain. That's really all this level is. And you don't have to really do the swing trick at all here, which is really good. You just have to do really precise jumps. And sometimes if you're hanging right at the edge, you can spam L2 and R2 and you can push yourself up. Alright, so make your way to the very top over here. You're going to find a very dark cave with a light in it. That's one of the traveling miscellaneous trophies that you can get for walking a certain amount of kilometers. Now, it's not really good to do a guide for this part. You kind of have to feel your way through the cave, unfortunately. But I'm just going to give you a bit of tips to make this a little bit easier. So as you can see, we're going to be looking for these green cubes. So we're going to grab these green cubes. There's one on the very first floor that you start in. If you go over the hill and then come down here, you can see all these other places are just dead ends. But then if we go back up and we go up here, which is where you're supposed to go, all of the other cubes are basically up through these tunnels. And I'd like to just find a spot to place them. So I have this spot here next to the other cube. And then that way I can place them all together. The trophy is for getting all 7 of them in the same area. So again, I just like to have a designated spot just so I can keep bringing them all there and go through all the tunnels until you find all 7. That can take a bit of time, and then you can find your way out of the tunnel or just hit reload checkpoint. If you are doing the speedrun trophy that I spoke about at the start before we started, make sure you don't hit reload, otherwise it'll void that trophy. But if you're going to do a quick run afterwards like I suggest, then you don't have to worry about it. You can just hit reload. It's going to spawn you right back out here next to that train car. And the next trophy we're going to get, it might take you a few tries. This is another reason why I don't really recommend going for the speedrun trophy right off the bat. Because if we don't get this, we're going to want to hit reload checkpoint. So what we need to do is roll off the side here and swing across. And we have to land on the other side. If you don't land, you won't get the trophy. So what you'll have to do is hit reload checkpoint. You have to climb back up the train and then try again. Shouldn't take you too many tries. I think I got it on my second try, so I reckon you guys will smash it. After that, we need to solve this puzzle, so to speak. We're going to push the train cart off the edge. Then we're going to jump down over here onto this sort of seesaw. Make our way to climb up. So you got to jump at the very last second. Wiggle that ass up on there. Jump over to the train cart that we pushed off the side. It'll get stuck as well, so you don't have to worry about it falling. But now we're already at the end of the level, so make your way up the staircase and into the house. There's one more miscellaneous trophy right before the end of the level, and it's just inside. You're going to find 2 really big speakers. So open up the doors, and you're going to see the speakers next to the TV. We just want to pick them up and then throw them out the window to the left. And once you throw both of them out, you're going to get the trophy. So again, that's all you have to do. Destroy the speakers by throwing them out the window and then head out the exit door so we can start the demolition level. Okay, so for demolition, you want to pick up one of the 2x4s off of the wall, use it to smash the window, and then you want to start using the crane. And you want to build up some momentum, so just go left and right, and then just go all the way left so you can smash the basket into the window. So you can see there the window crashed. Just make sure it did crash, and then you can set it all the way left. Keep it left because we want to smash the wall outside to the right without using the crane. So pick up the fire extinguisher and then break the glass. And before we go through that window over there, what we want to do is pick up the fire extinguisher again. And we want to smash the wall over here to the right. There's a trophy to break all 4 walls without using the crane or without using any kind of like assistance like that. So what we'll do is keep smashing the fire extinguisher against it. And eventually, if you get a nice solid hit, you'll break the wall. And then jump over the wall. And right here, the trophy is going to pop because I reorganized the clips just to make it a bit more convenient for you since I did them out of order. And we're going to pick up a piece of the other wall and use it to break that wall. So that should only be your second wall, so the trophy won't pop for you. Then make your way back over to this window. So you should have 2 walls broken. And you want to start using these orange things to set up a little bit of a staircase for you to climb through the window to get a miscellaneous trophy. And then after that, we'll pick up the fire extinguisher to break the window upstairs. Make your way through here, climb up the ladder, climb up the second ladder, and then head to your left. Right here, you can carefully run along the wall, or you can climb up the blue kind of scaffolding right here. But if you just walk across the wall, then you can just jump on the last bit and then lift up this. And that's going to give you another miscellaneous trophy. Then you can pick up one of these rocks, and we're going to use it to break our 3rd wall. And then after you break the 3rd wall, jump over it. And if you can't bring the rock over it, you can just jump over and grab a piece of the wall that we broke. So you can see I kind of awkwardly grabbed one there. And we're going to just use it to break our 4th wall. So the trophy will pop for you here as long as you broke all 4. I just reorganized them so that way it's less backtracking for you guys. Then we're going to make our way across this sort of crane platform. We're going to go up the staircase. Then what we want to do is jump over where this wrecking ball is. It's more of a counterweight to lift up that bridge. So push that off, you'll see the bridge goes up. Come into this building here and grab the crate. And we want to carefully throw the crate over onto the bridge and then go across the bridge, put it down on the button, and then jump through the newly opened door. Now in here, it's really easy to do. Just use the crane to push that all the way to the left. And next we need a crate for it, so we're going to jump across. I didn't even jump, I'm an idiot. But once you make it across, go over to the right side, climb on this platform, and then up on this, then jump on this big giant box thing, yellow box. And then we're just going to jump over to the ladder. That's going to cause the crate to fall down. We're then going to put the crate on this little cradle platform kind of thingy. And then use the lever to switch it to the other side. Drop the crate on the button. And that's a done deal, banana peel. We can head through the door. Now when you come in this area here, we're going to use the wood that's on the floor. We're going to put it on this lift to make a makeshift elevator. We're going to grab it enough like that so we can lift it up just enough to jump over. We're going to climb the ladder. Then we want to get this yellow piece of wood thing out. It's just going to take you a little bit of jumping around and pulling to get it out. Then let it drop down so it'll smash through the glass. Then we want to pull the lever down. So just pull the lever, you know, if it ever lets me do it. So there, oh my God, I tore the whole, look at me, man. I'm a strong boy. Then we can head up top, start swinging from this. You want to swing back and forth, build up enough momentum. And then once you think you're ready, we can launch ourselves through and get another level completed as well as a trophy. So our next level is going to be castle. So we're going to go from demolition to castle, and you'll spawn in this area here. All you do is grab the rock in the area, break the lock, and then pull that through so you can open the door. So in the next room, we have some bars we have to break through. You can use a stick or sometimes even just your arms, you know. Being a strong boy and all, it'll let you do it. And what we want to do is we're going to get another trophy here. So you're going to find a catapult right after those bars. So wind it up by using this little lever on the side. Then hop inside the catapult and you're going to see a different lever on the right side. And then you can just quickly press that and that'll activate the catapult. It's going to give you that trophy and will be inside the castle. Now you're going to find a wheel with a stone block on it. You want to line it up so you can climb up these stairs. Then we can jump over to the other side because there's actually a barricade on this door. So pull out the barricade. Then we can open the door and grab the stone block that we used to get up and over it. And we want to push that stone block through the doorway now, so that way we can get onto this roof. So bring this stone block through the doorway so we can use it as a platform to get on the roof. And we're going to do a bit of hardcore parkour right now to get another miscellaneous trophy. So once you're up here, we have to do some parkour across these lights, and you have to do it very smoothly to unlock the trophy. So we're going to swing over, let go, then you want to quickly get ready, jump, swing over, and then let go. You can see I basically had to climb up there and it still allowed me to get the trophy. Jump the gap, jump this gap as well. And then for the final light fixture that's hanging, you want to hold on to it for quite a while. It's going to swing all the way around. You're going to land on this building top here. And then you can jump over to this last part. And then once you get over, that's going to pop the Smooth Moves trophy. Now again, if you're not doing the speedrun trophy, I recommend just hitting reload checkpoint if you messed up and then just try again. After that, we're going to jump down here and you can use this stone block if you'd like to get on the roof. But I'm a little bit fucking lazy. So what I do is I come over to the side here and it's a little bit dodgy to walk on. As you can see, I almost fell. But once you get up, you can just jump over onto the house. If you struggle with the controls, I recommend just using the block. Make your way over to the second house. And instead of jumping on the chimney, just ignore what I did there. We're just going to jump from the house over to this platform. We're going to make our way up on top of this castle. We're going to press down on the analog to pull ourselves through. Get ready for the jump, climb up, and then pull ourselves through again. And then jump up here. Now you're going to find another catapult. You want to wind it down to about the height that I have it on in the video here. And then go ahead and press the switch, and if it hits the bell, bam, you're going to pop yourself another trophy. And if you miss, you can just reload another rock and keep trying until you get it. And then we can use the catapult to launch ourselves over to the castle over here. That way we don't have to walk back. And from here, we're going to go down this way. You don't have to jump over the light fixture like I did. You can just jump over to the right, because we're trying to go to this doorway. So you can see I did things a little bit extra effort there. But make your way through this door. There's going to be a lock that you can break. And then you're going to find a staircase over here. Now this next trophy can be a bit tricky, but I'm going to do my best to guide you guys through it. So climb up the stairs here and then use this platform to get up here. Now you may have to do the swing trick just a little bit here just to get this little bit of difference, and then you can kind of wedge yourself up. And then what we have to do is start carefully climbing this tower. As long as you constantly have one hand grabbing onto something, then you don't really have to worry about falling. We're just going up these platforms here on the side. You can see sometimes I'm even falling, but you can always just readjust yourself. Again, always have one hand at least holding onto the building, and then you don't have to worry about falling. Now, once you finally made it to the very top, you're going to find a hook that is hanging right here. If you're lucky, you can grab with one hand onto the wall there, and then grab the hook. But I accidentally dropped it in, so if this happens to you as well, you can just place the hook a little bit further up onto that rock. And then you can come out this broken window. And then again, you just want to make sure you don't jump out and fall. So just constantly hold on to something. And then we just climb our way back to the top. Then you'll be able to grab it much easier because you put it at a better spot. But if you're lucky the first time, you won't even have to do that. I just thought I'd give you a fix in case you weren't lucky enough. Now for the tricky part. What you want to do is try and set the hook down like this. Maybe not too far off the edge like I did because you could lose it. But you want to try and grab it from the very end, so that way you can line it up onto this rope. And again, you want to be very careful because otherwise you'll have to redo all of this. So make sure you 100% are on there, good enough to swing across. Keep holding it and then just slowly walk off of the platform. And that should pop the trophy if you did it correctly. And if you still have it when you're on this house, you can use it to swing over to this part instead of having to grab the barrel that's down below. So that'll save you an extra step as well. And we also got another trophy knocked out. Climb your way into this castle sort of area here, and then there's going to be a switch all the way at the end that's going to open up a gate. So go ahead and spin it all the way. That's going to keep the gate open, and then make your way through the gate down below. Now up here is going to be a light fixture that we need to get unstuck. So you're going to have another hook that you can pull it off with. You don't have to swing on it or anything with the hook, you just have to get it unstuck. After it's unstuck, you can then swing from it to get over to the ledge. Now once you're on this ledge, make your way up to the grassy area where this barrel is. And from this spot here is actually a good spot we can jump from. So back up, make sure you have enough speed. And then we're going to jump at the very last second, and we should be able to grab on. So again, just make sure you line yourself up perfectly there. Then by this house is going to be an anvil and a piece of wood. Have the wood over just a bit and then put the anvil on it so that way you can jump across. You should be able to grab the edges here. It might take you a couple tries, but again, if you fall, you just respawn. And then we can use this cannon to finish the level. If you go all the way up top, there's a platform that you can remove, or if you're a little bit lower like me, just keep grabbing on the wall. That way you can still just slowly shimmy down this part. And then you can go through the gate very carefully because you're constantly holding on to the wall so that way you don't fall. Make your way through the gate. You're going to find the exit here. After a few moments of that going green, the floor will then open. And then we can drop down and go to the next level. Now the first trophy we need to get in this level is called breathing exercise. And I'm going to turn the volume up here so you can hear what noise I'm talking about. So if you have your audio up, you'll hear those little bubble noises. Now, once you hear about 17 of those, that's when you want to quickly jump out of the water, because if you're still underwater and it hits 18 or over 18, then you're going to get killed. So basically the trophy kind of requires you to stay underwater till near death, and then you're going to jump out for air and you'll get the breathing exercise. It may take a few tries. There's a trophy to drown 10 times as well, so you'll likely get that at the same time. And the deeper in the water you go, the faster you drown. So you can quickly do that, and then we can head into the boat over to the right. Now once you hop in this kind of raft boat here, you want to grab the 2 oars, and what you do is you push down on the camera to bring them forward, and then just walk forward on the left stick, and then you can keep paddling it. And then you can move the right analog left and right, as well as the walking button left and right to move the actual boat. And we're going to keep driving it all the way over to this big boat. And as long as you use that boat to get all the way over here, you're going to get another miscellaneous trophy. So now we just upgraded our boat. We got a big boy boat now, and we're going to climb on top of it. We make our way all the way to the very top, where we can find 2 levers to control this big boy. Now, the trophy requires us to back that ass up, meaning the boat, to back it up backwards into that dock over there to the right. So if you want it to move fast, you can push both of them forward. If you want it to turn, you can have the left one forward and then the right one back. And you can see that causes it to turn right. And then you can go forward again until you get closer to the edge. And then once you're closer to the edge, you can start turning it backwards. So back that ass up into the dock here. And then once you have it all the way in the back, again, you can bump against the wall, things like that. It won't really affect it. But you're going to pop the trophy once you have it in backwards. After that, we're going to hit restart level. This will put you back at the very beginning. We're going to grab the rowboat yet again, and we're going to go over to where that boat is on the sandy area. Then what you want to do is hop out, drag this one onto the land, and then use the front of the boat here to jump up and grab on. If you use the boat, then you won't have to really do that swinging trick. And you can just keep pressing L2 and R2 to kind of keep jiggling your booty around until you get your butt up in the air. And then you can let go of like L2 or R2 as long as you just let go of one of them. And then you'll be able to swing your butt onto the actual wall. Now carefully climb up the wall here. Again, all of this isn't too bad. It's pretty easy as long as you're constantly, grabbing. So that way if you fall, you do latch onto something. Make your way up the wall here. Now once you make it here, you're going to see that there's a canal to the left that doesn't have any water in it. So we can actually just walk up this area here. Make your way to the very top. This is a good way to get a few miscellaneous trophies. There's a trophy for beating the level going head first, and a trophy for going feet first. So you do have to beat this level twice, which makes this kind of shortcut that I'm showing you now very useful, because then you can beat the level in like 2 minutes. Now once you get to the very top here, you're going to see there's a dam with water. Climb up on the left side here, and then jump up on the rock, and then you can just make your way across the actual dam. Once you're on the other side, use this lever to get the tram cart to go all the way to the top. And then once it's up here, you can grab the chain, place it on the cart, and then use the lever to make it go down. And once it goes down far enough, it's actually going to break the dam. You can see here. And we won't use the raft up here just yet. We're going to save that for a little bit later. What we're going to do is we're going to slide down the mountain very carefully. You want to land towards the lighthouse, so make sure you're grabbing if you feel like you're going to miss. We're going to go all the way up the long spiral staircase, because we're going to grab another miscellaneous trophy real quick. There's quite a few in this level. And once you get to the very top, you'll find a lever that you can pull to the left. After a while, it'll light up and eventually give you the trophy. Then you can jump out to the left here. So now we're on the left of the lighthouse. And you just want to drop down, making sure that you land on the platform below. Then we can make our way all the way across. And you'll remember that cart that we were controlling from the top? We can actually use that to get back up there. So make your way all the way over here, jumping up and down, and then you can just jump over to the lever, pull the lever, and then quickly jump on the cart. And then once you make it all the way to the top, we're going to jump on this raft. So clinging down on the raft with both hands, you can also slowly jump with X to sort of move it. But you want to make sure that you don't go too far to the left or too far to the right. Otherwise, you could flip it. And you can see I'm perking my booty like a monkey, man. That's just how you want to do this, okay? You want to try and stay in the middle. You can there's a luck factor to this, honestly. So if you fail, you just have to keep trying, unfortunately. But the trophy is to go all the way down this sort of watery mountain without flipping or getting wet. So right here, I even got stuck on a lot of that wood from the dam. But you can see I still tried, and I just kept shifting it with X, just being as careful as I could to not flip the raft. It was kind of a pain in the ass, but we got there in the end. Just careful jumps like that to where I'm not going to flip. And then I tried to reposition myself going back towards the middle, keeping it as steady as I could. And then I sort of just kind of coasted it and let the water take me. I know what you're thinking, sign me up to be the water. But as long as you get to the very end and you didn't get wet, you'll pop the surfer trophy. Now we can finally get to the end of the level. So you can see right here, This is where that boat was and the wall that we climbed. But you're going to find the water wheel to the right. And now that the water is activated, we can have the wheel moving. We're going to climb on the wheel. Once it's high enough, just pull yourself up. You can use the ledge right here to kind of stand on it. You see the little beam there? And then you can grab with one hand so that way you don't fall off. And then just sort of stand on that little bit of ledge and then quickly jump over. You can see I did a really terrible jump, but I managed to recover. And then you can hit this switch to the right. That's going to open up the exit of the level. Now there's 2 trophies for beating the level, one going head first and one going feet first. You could use the diving board if you don't have either, but I like to just come down here, and I like to do the head one first because I find it to be a bit harder. And what I do is I look downwards to get my guy bent over, and then if you press square, you'll activate ragdoll. If you do it right at the edge, you can usually get pretty lucky and get the head first trophy. Now before starting the next level, you can actually quit to the main menu and choose water again if you'd like. This way you can get the other finished trophy for finishing head or feet first. Again, you go up to the top, break the dam, activate the water wheel, and then open up the switch. And then now I just need feet first, so we're just going to do a normal jump into it, and you can easily get that one. Alright, so now we're into the new level, power plant. So the first thing we're going to want to do in this level is unplug all of the wires, and then grab the blue wires and put them both in the socket over here. And that's going to electrify the ever-living shit out of us. However, I don't really think there's a limit to how far we'd go for a trophy. After that, take both of the wires and bring them out here. As long as you know red is red and blue is blue, and you put them in here, that's going to open up the gate. You can also jump on that power board there and then jump over the gate, so then you don't even have to plug it in if you don't want to. But once you open that first gate or get over it, you're going to find our first battery. Now we're going to need 3 batteries for another miscellaneous trophy, but for now, use the battery to plug into the gate to open up this gate. Then keep the cords inside the battery, and then bring the battery into the next area. So again, we want to also bring 2 of the wires, so you should have 2 wires in your battery. Now once you have it into this room, the next thing we're going to have to do is grab something to hold this button down. So come over here and pull yourself up. Try to jump over to this fan. So just position yourself good enough. And then try and grab the fan. And after a few attempts, you should be able to grab it and break it out of its kind of little socket here. And then quickly grab it and try and bring it down. Now this should be pretty easy for you guys. I got a little unlucky and mine got stuck, so I kept pulling it and then I finally got it. But normally it's a lot easier to get out. Bring the fan over here to press the button down, and then we can grab the battery and bring it through the doorway. So this is still our first of 3 batteries that we need. You can use the battery to set down on this button. And then we're going to go in this doorway that just opened up over here. And you're going to find another battery as well as a charging station for the battery. So plug in both of the cords to charge the battery, and once the light goes green, the battery will be fully charged. So as you can see, just make sure it goes green. It'll make a little sound effect as well. Pull the wires out only from the charging station and keep them in the battery. Jesus, like the video every time I say battery, am I right? So then bring this one here through the doorway, and now we have 2 batteries out of the 3 that we need. We still need one more, so why don't we get that one? The next one, we're going to pull this switch up. That's going to cause this conveyor belt to start moving. Then we can jump over to grab it. We're going to take it along for a ride, and it's going to bring us to the top of it. Once we're on the top here, turn around and then jump over to the platform with the box. And then position the box close to the wall so you can jump off of it and then onto the ledge over here to the left. And then you can sort of let go and shimmy over. You can see I'm really trying here. But yeah, kind of shimmy over and then press down on the analog, and you should put your legs up onto the wall. Then climb onto this next wall to bring you up a bit higher. Then you're going to find this area over here. And we're going to climb up both parts right here. And you're going to find a cable attached to the one on the end. You want to carefully kind of jump towards it and grab it. And then you'll swing over and you'll smack our 3rd battery free. The good thing is that's going to give you a trophy, which will also be our 3rd battery for another trophy. So they kind of go hand in hand. So we're kind of feeding 2 birds with 1 stone. Now we're going to do a bit of a big brain move here. Put the battery down by this lever, go and grab one of those wires, put the wire over the lever, and then you can grab the battery and move it forward too. You can see the lever's kind of going back. You can bring it over because it's so heavy that it's going to bring the lever down. And then that's going to cause the bridge to open up. Now you can drag all of your batteries over to this station here. And we need all 3 of them lined up here just kind of neatly so you can know what's going on. I've also made it to where you can pause the video. So as you can see, we've got all 3 batteries here with all of the wires pulled out, and we also have the doorway open to the main gate power supply. The first thing we want to do is pick up the red wire, pop the red wire in the main gate battery, and then grab the other part of it and put it in the very last battery. I'm going to also show you the full solution now so that way you can pause the video. But make sure you have them in exactly as I do, because you can see even the blue is in one of the red ones. So just make sure it's exactly like the photo image there. And then once you pop in the final wire, it'll say, will it fry? So again, I'll back up. You can pause the video. That's how it needs to be done in order to get that trophy. That'll also open the gate to the final part of our level. So we can go ahead and start on that. You're going to find a vehicle here that you can just ignore. And you're going to find a windy road. We're going to make our way all the way down to the conveyor belt in the distance. And then once you get there, you're going to find another vehicle. In order to control the vehicle, pressing forward will go fast. It has 2 gears. If you push it all the way forward, it goes even faster. And then obviously the middle is to stop and backwards is to reverse. You can leave it on the slower speed and then just focus on turning the wheel. That makes driving it a lot easier. And our goal now is to basically drive it under the chute that's above us. So there's a conveyor belt with a chute, and it's going to drop in the stuff that we need. So if you go too far, you can reverse and just try to line it up really good. As long as the chute is lined up over the back, it'll be fine. And then just put the lever in the middle to completely stop it. Once you have it lined up well enough, make your way inside of this cave where the conveyor belt is. And you're going to find a lot of coal in here. Now the trophy requires us to deliver 10 pieces of coal. So what I did was I just started chucking them on there like crazy. I recommend putting a bit extra on there just to be safe in case maybe something doesn't register or whatever the case may be. So you can see I threw a shit ton on mine, and then you can just make your way back into the vehicle. And then again, you can put it in first gear so that way it's just kind of going slow. And then that way you only have to focus on turning. And now we need to drive it back where that first vehicle was that we saw at the start of this area. So you can see I'm trying to line it up straight. I put it into first gear, and then I recommend just doing that so you can focus on steering. It just makes driving it a bit easier. Even though it is slower, it's just easier to actually control. Once you get it towards the other vehicle, upon pretty much arrival, you'll get the trophy. That's going to be Delivery Boy, and now we can focus on finishing this level. Now, definitely one of our beefier levels, but we're going to go to the finish line now. From this car here, or this vehicle, if you make your way past this tower that's broken, I'm going to show you how we can finish the level. You're going to see a few other of these smoke towers. Go past all of them and you'll find 2 of them over here in the distance. And we want to go between the 2 of those. And inside of them is going to be a fan that launches us up. So what you want to do is as you come around this corner here, you're going to see the fan. And you want to slowly line yourself up sort of towards where the broken wall is. And then move forward. That way you should get enough momentum and you should be positioned perfectly to go into this tunnel. Now again, you might not get it your first try, so you might have to try a few times, but once you get it, you're going to get the trophy and we'll be on our next level. Now thankfully this level isn't too bad, but right at the start you can lift up that block to grab these sticks, and then you can line them up to push this tower down. So again, you just have to set it up like that in order to get over. And then once you get up here, you can either use the stick to open the gate there, or if you want to big brain it, you can just come around the side here, grab on, and then what you can do is you can do this camera view trick where we're going to stretch out our arm, turn the camera view around, and then you basically just turn your whole body with the camera. And then you can kind of swing across without actually having to do too much effort. And then we can head up here, make our way up to the top. And then once you get up all the way to here, you can do the swinging method to go up there. But honestly, I don't really recommend it because it's kind of AIDS. So instead, I'll show you a better way. You want to jump at the last possible second to grab this ledge. And then from here, you just want to position yourself and try and jump to the very far corner. And then you can reach over. And again, you can switch between left and right hand. So you can sort of let go and then keep slowly moving over. And then eventually you'll get up top. And then right here, you just want to jump to get to the very top of this platform. Pull yourself up. Now this is going to allow us to skip a lot of the puzzles you would normally have to do. So keep climbing up this part here, and then we're going to jump across. We're going to get another miscellaneous trophy here, and then another one immediately after. So what you do is climb up this side, go across the mountain here. Just be careful not to fall off. All of the jumps are fairly easy though. You just kind of have to make sure you get in the right spot. And then once you get to the very top, you're going to find a nest with some eggs in it. And then as long as you just touch them, you're going to get the trophy. And then we're going to drop down over here by this boulder. And then carefully drop down onto this platform without falling into the lava. Next up is a little bit of a puzzle, but we have a cheese way to do it. You want to line a cube under that one, and then you can either go get that cube over there, or you can just push this down after a boulder goes through. And then if you time it right, sometimes if you sit on it for a long time too, it'll just stay down for a bit. And then just kind of time it right with the respawn of the boulder. And then it drops down. You want to jump from where I jumped. Otherwise, sometimes I notice it doesn't actually trigger the trophy requirements. So make sure you jump onto the boulder from that little archway that I did. And you want to carefully just keep jumping around on it. You're kind of gravitated to it a little bit. And then at the very last possible second, you want to jump over to here. Now you do get a fair bit of time to react to that. So try not to panic. I find that that is what kind of messes up people at that part. And then as long as you did that where I said to jump from at the start, you should get the roll-in trophy. And that trophy is for using the boulder to skip some of the level. So again, that's one way you can do it, either using the other cube or using that trick I showed you. Now we're going to get a time-related trophy. What you want to do is grab this cube. We're going to put the cube over here to get up onto this ledge. And then we'll get up here. And we're going to move the wood that's up here just a little bit more off of the edge. Not too much because you don't want it to fall. Just enough to give you a bit of distance when you jump. And then when you're ready for it, lift your arms up, do one giant jump at the last second, and you should be able to grab onto this edge. Now this trophy is for getting past the pendulum puzzle within 60 seconds, which I'll show you that I've made a mistake right here at the start, and I still managed to get through in 32 seconds. So there's a lot of time for you to do this. Once you get to this first pendulum, you want to quickly jump over, let it come back to you from the left side so you can grab onto it and then use it to fling over to this ledge. Then you want to climb up the stairs here, and this wooden platform we go to grab is actually going to fall apart and become a swingable object. So you just want to grab onto it. It's going to swing you over, and then you can skip a lot of it and then jump right over. Sometimes the trophy pops right away, or you might have to climb up this rock and then up onto the ledge here to get it to pop. But as long as you do that within 60 seconds, you're fine. And if you don't, just hit reload checkpoint. Now to skip this next puzzle, I'm not even sure what you do here, but we're going to skip it because, you know, that's just how I like to do things. So we're going to put the stick up here. We're going to use it to kind of hardcore parkour across. And then we're going to use it again to jump across and then grab onto this ledge. And then we can jump over to the next area where there's another puzzle. And what a surprise, this next one I have no fucking clue how you're supposed to do it normally either. So I'm going to show you how you can skip it. So what we're going to do is we're going to, from that puzzle that we just came from, jump over the ledge here. And you'll normally find a wooden stick that's right about here. And we use the wooden stick to make a path. So carefully line it up here. And then you can actually just jump across it. You can see it tilted a little bit there, but usually it stays in place pretty well. But line it up and you can just skip that entire puzzle. You don't have to mess around with it. Now once you get up here, we're going to kind of skip this puzzle as well. Damn, we just be skipping the game, bro. And you know what? I like that. So just jump up here where this log is. Line the log up against the cliff. Jump off the log and then grab onto this ledge right here. And you should be able to keep jumping and then grabbing again. So you can jump and grab. Because it's kind of slanted, it's considered more of being a platform than a ledge. And then just keep jumping and grabbing, and you should make your way all the way to the top pretty easily, to be honest. Then once you're up here, you can make your way over to the staircase. And this is actually going to take us to the end of the level. So hopefully you didn't struggle too much there. Overall, I gave you some good skips that are easy to pull off, and we smashed that out pretty quickly. So good job, guys. Let's move on to the next level. Now the next level here is called Dark. And this one here, you just want to climb up the crate, and you can jump over to the right or jump out the window here. I find it a bit easier to just come out the window, climb up over here, then go up the next ledge, and then up into here. Or again, you can try and climb just directly onto that platform. I just find it a bit trickier. You're going to grab the hatchet, And we're going to bring it over here. This part is probably the most aids part, is trying to get it through the crack or climb with it, because it is pretty heavy for your character. But once you get through, like I did there, then you can make your way over and chop down the tree. There are some barricades on the door, as you can see up there, but you do not want to remove them. If you do, you won't get one of the trophies for beating it without removing them. So try and follow the video. After you chop the tree down, you can make your way across. Then we can head over here up the slope to the left, where you're going to find a cage that you can swing on. And we're going to come up to another time trophy, but I'm going to show you some easy ways to do it. So swing on over, it's going to take you all the way to the side, and then you can start this platform and go all the way up. You'll eventually come here where they've got kind of like a counterweight, and you just want to throw 2 rocks into that counterweight. So there's our first one. You can see it's pulling up the grate there now. And then quickly come over, chuck the second one in, and then now the grate should be open up enough for you to go through. Drop down into here. You're going to see a staircase that goes up a clock tower. And this trophy is to actually climb the clock tower in 40 seconds. So what you can do is go up the staircase really quick. The timer starts way back there as well. So the first time you're here is a bit harder. But if we restart the checkpoint, then you're going to have a bit more of an easier time with it. So if you don't get it the first time, don't really worry. But climb over onto this tree, then jump over to the ledge. And then you want to try and jump to the left side here. You can see I kind of messed up. If that happens, you can just quickly jump up through the window. But if you bounce on the left side of the ledge, you can usually just jump once and then jump through the window, because you can see I wasted a lot of time here. And then we're going to climb up this ledge. It's going to wrap around the tower here. Climb up again. You're going to jump off this sort of tree or whatever the hell it is, and then onto the last ledge, and then you'll be up where the clock tower is. Now you can see the trophy didn't pop, so I actually didn't do it within the reasonable time. So what you can do is you can come around here and then go to the back of the clock tower. And if you use these spinning wheels here, you can match the clock hands to the correct time, and then it's going to drop a gold bell from here. And then if you reload the checkpoint after doing that, it's going to actually spawn you right down at the clock tower, but it's going to give you a bit more time now because you're up higher than the staircase. So the time started back there before, but now you'll be right at the staircase, and then once you make your way to the top here, you'll get the TikTok trophy. So again, if you do mess that up, just load your checkpoint and you'll be all set. Now you're going to come back to this area here. They want you to kind of smelt down some gold and make a key and all of this other bullshit to open up the gate. But we're not going to do that, guys. You know how we do it here, right? We're going to save some time. Climb up the slope here, jump over to the rock on the side here, and then just keep jumping and grabbing on. And then once you're high enough, you can pull yourself up again and then jump over here and then jump down. And we're over the gate without having to make some bullshit key. And that big of a skip, I think, is worthy of a like in itself, don't you agree? But regardless, we're going to continue on. We're going to go up the platform here, make our way to the very top, and you're going to find a mining cart that we can actually jump into and ride down. So hop in the mining cart, ride it down all the way to the bottom, and once you're at the bottom, you're going to find these pegs that you can swing over. So grab onto the peg. You're going to have another peg up ahead. My arm kind of got stuck behind my head, but then swing on over, and then we're going to be in a new area. Now this new area has a lift to the right, but we need 2 fully charged batteries in order to access it. So I'm going to show you how to do this part without opening that door to the left, for example, because again, we want to make sure that we don't open any of the barred doors so we can get another trophy. Once you come up here, go past this battery charging station. You're going to want to jump over the stairs and onto this platform, and then make your way around the left side and jump over this wall. Now down here, you're going to see an uncharged battery. So drop down into here. You're going to see some barrels as well. Set the barrels up like this so that way you can jump over with the battery. And then jump onto this barrel and then pull yourself up with the battery. And again, you can hold it with one hand or try and chuck it over even if that's easier. Bring the battery outside over here so you can go to the charging station. And then you're going to pop the battery into the charging station here. It should sort of magnetize. Sometimes it's a little bit dodgy. Start spinning this around until you hear the sound effect and the green bar will go full on the battery. So you can see I have a full green bar. You can just drop it there for now because we do need a second one. And then we're going to climb right back up where we were initially. And then this next part, what we're going to do is jump onto this platform. And we're going to try and make our way onto the roof here. So if you kind of side shuffle the wall, have your arms extended upwards, and then you can pull yourself up. And you can also readjust yourself if needed. You can see I'm swinging this way so I can grab on like that. And then my arms were kind of twisted there, so I just let go with the other arm, and then I got up nice and easy. Once you make your way all the way to the top, come around here to the side and then grab that battery, charge it at the charging station like you did with the other one, and then pop them both into the lift on the side. So go ahead to the lift. There's going to be 2 spots where you can put a battery. You can set one down and then get it positioned right and pop it in. There's still quite a bit of the level left, unfortunately. This is definitely one of the longest ones with no really big notable skips that I thought would work well on PlayStation or Xbox. So pop those in, use the lift to come up to the platform. We're going to make our way across here, climbing up the ledges all the way up to the top, and we'll eventually come up to a house. And once you're inside the house, there's not really a puzzle. It's more so just plugging in some wires, and I'm going to show you what we have to do. So if you're here, make your way into the front door, and to the right, you're actually going to see a blue wire. So blue and red wire, you can grab both of those and take them upstairs, plug them into this machine and then into that machine to power it. And then you can take the machine with the magnet on it under this counterweight, and the magnet will pull it down and then open this window. Now you can swing on the little rope there from the window, or you can just swing from the ledge, depending on what you're more comfortable with. And then try and make your way over to the staircase over here. Then we're going to head up all of these stairs. You're going to see another staircase, and then there's a staircase up above as well. And then once you get to the very top, you're going to find this part here where we need some charged power cells. So we're going to drop down. You'll see a blue cable. You can plug in the blue cable really quick if you'd like, just to have it ready. And then we can make our way downstairs with the elevator. Again, there's a door there with a barricade on it. Make sure you don't take that off. Come down here with the elevator, push that all the way to the other side. Once that thing is on the other side, we can go down over here to grab one of our empty power cells. Drop it in the middle, come over here to this other side, grab this power cell. And then you can take both of them, drop them there, and then we need a cable as well. Now what I recommend doing is taking the first 2 power cells first, and then we'll come back for the cable. So in order to do that, you make your way around the back here and then up this slope. And it's going to lead back to that sort of platform that we moved over. So we'll be on the opposite side now where that platform is. You want to drop them inside of it, or try to anyways. So go ahead and make sure both of them are securely in there, because you don't want to bring it back over and then have any fall. And then you can jump down, grab the red wire, make sure it's all the way in there. Make sure it's in there good, otherwise if you move it, sometimes it can fall out and that'll be really annoying. Then come around the side here and then jump on the cage from the right side. That's going to cause it to spin over, and then you can jump over. Then you can turn the wheel again to bring the platform over to this side and then grab the cable. I recommend doing the cable first and getting it into the elevator just so it doesn't fall down. Otherwise it is just really, really fucking annoying. You can tell I'm speaking from experience. Bring the 2 power cells up the elevator and then come down the side of the roof here, because we can't open up that doorway because there's a trophy for doing it without that. So we have to go around the side here. Otherwise, if we open the doorway, we're going to miss out on that trophy. So bring them through here. You're going to find the staircases again, and then make your way all the way to the top. Pop both of them into these little kind of holders here. Make sure the electricity is going through them. Make sure the red wire is plugged in, and then flip the switch. And if you're on Xbox or PC, make sure you quickly grab the lid before it goes flying away, or you will miss out on the Fried to the Moon achievement. After Frankenstein goes flying through the sky, that's going to open up the exit, and we have finally finished the dark level. So again, you should get the trophy Planks No Thanks as long as you didn't remove any of them from the doorway, and you'll also get a trophy for completing the level. Now we're into Steam, and what you want to do is take this platform and just slide it over. Then you can walk across it safely to get to the other side. I've got a nice little skip here. We can jump over and grab on the wall. You can swing to the side and then make your way on the platform here. This just skips like a step or two, so it's kind of a nice little quick skip. And then once you're over here, push this to open up the doorway. Grab the pipe, pop it in there, and then grab this pipe and pop it in there as well. So then you have those all connected up. And then you can come over to this ramp to get to the other side now that the doorway is going to close itself. And then this doorway can now open since we have both pipes connected. So activate the switch. That's going to open the door to the new area. Make your way through and head to this red barrel. We need to get that pipe off of the platform up above. And to do that, we need to push the red barrel down. You want to just keep running into it and spamming the jump button. And then making sure you don't fall off. Or if you do, if you respawn, you can just quickly keep pushing the barrel. Keep pushing it all the way through. The barrel will eventually get stuck. And then once it's done that, make your way up to this platform. And we need to knock that pipe off the top. So in order to do that, we're going to jump and grab onto this. That'll go up, fling off the pipe, and then we can grab it to progress to the next area. So take this up top the staircase here, or the ramp. You're going to see where some steam is blowing out. Pop the pipe into there, and then you can activate the switch now. Stand on the platform and then try and grab the switch. Ride it up just enough to where you can climb through the window, and then jump through, and then grab onto this platform so you swing over and it flips to the other side. And then that way we can position it now that it's flipped. Jump back over using the staircase thing here. And then we can grab this movable platform now that it's on this side. We're going to bring it over here to the very right. And then extend our hands outwards. And we're going to get ready to jump at the last second and then get onto this platform. Then you can pull this plank off and then jump through the doorway. And then what we want to do is come over to this window on the left side. Jump through the window. Keep holding on because you don't want to fall, because directly below you is nothing. You'll just fall and die. So try and land on this platform instead by using your grip. And then for my Xbox and PC players, if you use these red barrels to climb over the gate here, then you can grab this ladder and get the whoops achievement for breaking it. Now in this next area, you're going to see some glass behind those red barrels. So in order to break it, we want to grab this pipe. And there's a trophy to get over to the big wheel without using any of the crane controls. So that's why we're doing it this way. So grab the pipe to smash it. Then we can grab this piece of wood and we're going to line it up over here and then put the pipe on it to hold it down and then jump at the last second. And as long as you have that extended pretty far, you should be able to reach it. And once you approach the big wheel here, as long as you didn't touch the crane, you're going to get the walk the plank trophy. And now we need to get another miscellaneous trophy and then also get to the end of the level. So push this plank downwards, climb up the platform, and then you can jump on it to get to the other side. So just cling onto it. That'll bring you over there. Take this pipe, plug it into the main one right here on the side here. Just like that, how I've shown. That's going to cause the wheel to spin, but only slowly. There's a trophy for spinning around it 3 times, so just hang on to it 3 times. If you hang on the side here, you're pretty safe as well. You won't get stuck or knocked off. You'll get the Get Dizzy trophy if you do that 3 times. After you get that trophy to pop, you can then finally ride it up to the top and then grab this pipe. After you grab this piece, jump back down. As you can see, I did that so gracefully. We're going to remove the pipe that we put there in the first place. Then the pipe that we got from above the wheel, we're going to take it over here. And you want to plug this one in with that side facing the main one. That'll hook onto it. And then you can pull this pipe out. And then that'll allow you to connect that turn pipe. Now we have all 3 of them pushing power to the wheel. And the wheel's going to start going out of control in terms of speed. You can grab onto it if you want to have a little bit of fun. But eventually it'll just come loose, smash the whole place down, and there's going to be a hole where you can jump through and complete the level. That'll give you the under pressure trophy as well. And now we're going to be on the ice level. So the ice level, as you can see, whenever you have the ice cubes in the shade, they're not going to melt and you can use them as platforms. But if they're ever in the sunlight, then they start to melt. So use them to get up the first platform, and then come over here. You're going to find 2 in the shade. You want to put it in the sun just enough to where you can move it around a bit and it becomes lighter, and to where it's skinny enough to go through this crack. Once it's skinny enough to go through here, just drag it on the side, jump up this platform, and there's a puzzle right here that the game wants you to do. But if you still don't know by now, I am too fucking lazy for that. So what we're going to do is we're going to climb over here, jump at the last possible second, grab onto the ledge, and skip that puzzle. After that, we're going to make our way through this area. I'm going to speed it up for you. Jump on the stalactites here to bring them down. And then jump down on this one. It's going to bring it down. Climb up here. We're going to get another miscellaneous trophy right here. The trophy is for doing this puzzle without using those ice blocks over there, the ice cubes. Grab this platform and bring it more into the shade. And then head over to the snowman and rip his head off. If you drag his head around in the shade, make it big enough to where you can then pull it onto this platform to hold it up. It'll be a counterweight for you. And then you can actually jump on the ice cubes. You just can't use them for the puzzle. But you can use them to jump up on and then jump onto the platform. And if you made it heavy enough, it should balance your weight, and then you can jump right back up onto this platform. And if you did that without actually using the ice cubes in the puzzle, you're going to pop the trophy once you come to this part here. Vanilla Ice is not a fan of that trophy name. That's all right. Next up, we're going to get another trophy. You want to grab the snowboards, walk onto them with your feet, and that'll clip them into place. You need 1 foot on each snowboard to get this trophy. It's very fucking awkward, as you can tell. But the best part is, as long as you get to this ledge and just hold on long enough, you can pop the trophy. Or if you're a lot better than me, you can land on the other side and pop the trophy as well. Then you can just drop if you need to, or take the snowboard off by grabbing it. So if you sort of grab downwards, usually it'll unhook. Then you can go on the platform, spin it to go upwards. And for this next part of the puzzle, just follow exactly what I do as close as you can. Push this one down and then put the crate on top of it. I'm going to speed this up just to make it quicker for you guys. If you need to slow it down, you can do so on YouTube as well. So grab this crate inside the room, put it on this part here, this counterweight. That'll allow us to go up here and grab this wood. Put the wood over this one. Doesn't have to be perfect. We'll come back to it. Grab the crate we used just a moment ago to put it down on this one. That should raise one towards the top up here that we're going to need. And as long as that wood board over there is on the right spot, you can climb onto this building, and then lastly onto this counterweight, and then over to this area. So for this next part, you're going to have these wood planks here, or logs, and you just want to make a bridge out of them. So make 2 of them as a bridge, so that way you can get across easier. And then for this part, you can use 1, or you can put the other one as well if you think you need to. I don't find that 1 is too hard, but it can be dodgy. Climb up on this ledge, and then grab one of these rocks. You can pull them down like that. I tend to go with one that's a bit smaller, so that way I can cross this little dodgy bridge a little bit easier. Start jumping across by holding X. That'll allow you to get over a little bit easier. Then you can break into here with the rock. After you break into here, grab this sled with the crates here to use as a platform. And we want to be able to jump on the stalactite above. So we're going to climb up here. And then drop down on it, so that'll fall. That's going to cause light to shine through. Then we can move it towards the building here to climb up it. We need that light to shine through so we can have some ice block melted. So up here is the ice block, and it has a stick inside of it. So push the ice block down and then bring it into the light. Once the light has fully melted it and you're able to grab the stick from there, take it over to this fire that's up on the ledge. If you hold it from the very bottom, you should be able to reach it without having to jump up there. Light the stick and then bring it over to this ice block on the floor. And there's going to be a lever inside of that that opens up the gate. Now we're towards the very end of the level. What you want to do is stand on the button. Try and get this ski lift to be lined up where I have it, because we're going to use an ice cube and you want it to be perfectly lined up. So you can see I have it right about there on that corner. Then you want to go through here and adjust all of these. So if you grab them, you can start spinning them, and you're going to basically make a path out of shadows so we can bring an ice cube through it. So again, you can see this is a big one. so we can move it sideways. That way we can cover a lot of room with it. Sometimes it's a bit awkward to grab, but just keep spinning them, making a path out of shadows. Now that you have your pathway set up, you can grab the ice cube, and you can see some spots have some sun. That's fine, but you want to make sure you have as minimal as possible because we don't want it to really melt. We need as much ice as possible so that way we have enough time to go up the ski lift. So once you get towards the button, just get ready, prepare yourself, line it up if you need to, so you can see I kind of reposition myself. I'm going to quickly put it over the button. I'm going to sprint over and then grab the ski lift before it goes too high, because there's a certain point where you can't grab it. So again, make sure you lined it up like I did in the first part. And as long as you can get right here, that's the main thing you need to do. Then you can drop the crate down into this crack. These ones are a lot bigger, so they can be a bit awkward. But drop it into there, and then you're going to find another one. And then you can take this one over, drop it in the crack as well. Then climb up top. And then I'm going to try and pull it from here to pull it up on top. And then we should be able to bring it over this box. It can be a bit awkward, like I said, but just try not to fall. And then we can use the box to permanently keep the ski lift going. Now that we have it going permanently, we can then grab on the chair again and ride it all the way to the top. Once you get to the top, you're going to see a dynamite plunger here that you can use to blow up the building in the distance. Or not a building, it's a mountain. I don't know if I'm maybe like because my last brain cell is just barely hanging on right now. But that's in fact a mountain. Blow that up. It's going to create a path. Jump over. And then we're going to climb all the way to the top. And once you make your way over to the mountain, there's going to be a hole. Drop into it, and there is the end of the level. Now we're on to the mansion again, which is at the very start, but this time it's with snow. So again, you can just jump the gap like usual or go through the doorway, whatever's easier. I probably should have because I fucking suck at jumping apparently. And if you did do the speedrun trophy, it should pop right here. But again, I didn't really recommend it for your first playthrough, and I'm going to have that in a separate video, skipping everything and making sure that you can go through it within 30 minutes or less. But now, why don't we head over to the DLC? So you can go to level select and hit extra dreams, and you can choose the level thermal. What kind of guy would I be if I didn't give you a guide for the DLC? I mean, come on. At the start here, there's going to be a gap that you can swing across. You normally have to make a platform and all that, but no one has time for that. You can just swing across really easily. We're going to get you all of the DLC trophies in this video as well. Nice and easy. Make your way up this path, swing across. If you fall, you can just climb back up. It's just frozen water. Bruh. It's just ice. Why do I call it frozen water? Sorry, guys. It's late and I am struggling. So just bear with me. What we're going to do is we're going to head in this lodge. We're going to pull this stick out of the window. This is going to be useful a bit later on. But make sure you shut that window. Drag the bookcase across so we can make our way outside of the doorway here. This is going to have us in a cave. Now at the end of this cave is going to be a ice wall that we have to try and melt. And in order to do that, what we need to do is come back over here. You can use a crate to grab this torch out of the little slot here. Or if you're a Giga Chad, you can just come up and pull that shit out. I recommend just getting the crate. I don't know why I'm fucking trash, but look. Pull that thing out. There we go. After you pull it out, we're going to head back into that building we were just in where we closed the window. And as long as you close the window, we can bring this torch back to us without it getting blown out. So you can pop it into the fireplace here, or the furnace, whatever you want to call it. And now that it's on fire, you can head back to the ice wall, light that little campsite there, and burn through the wall. Once you've done that, make your way outside and onto the platform to the left. Jump the gap over here, and then get on this wooden platform. Now, normally you kind of have to do a big puzzle here, but your boy's got you with a skip. So, you know, don't say I never do anything for you. We're going to turn that wheel, make this lift come up so we have enough room to actually jump over to this platform. Now, in order to do this skip, as well as get us a trophy, You want to open up the door and then line this hook up on the doorway. And then we can then use it to climb up and grab onto the door frame. So you can see here, I'm trying to do it. It's still pretty easy to pull off, so I thought it was worth sharing. And once we get on the door frame, you can then slowly lift your arms up, reach over. You can do a few swings if you need to get to the side of the building so you can actually climb up a little bit easier. And then just start pulling your way up. And once you're up here, you just skip that whole bullshit puzzle of having to use the zip line and all that stuff. And yeah, hopefully I made this easier for you guys. So it's also going to get us a trophy if we jump over to this ledge, climb up this little rock spire, and then go through the window. There's a trophy for getting inside this camp without going through the main gate. And we can do that by just going through this window. Drop all the way down, and once you exit, you're going to pop your trophy. So that's a nice easy skip to pull off there, so I thought it was worth showing you guys. It didn't take me too long to find that one, so hopefully it helps. Once you get inside this area here, just keep going through the doorway. You're going to find a crate. We're then going to use this crate to come over to the staircase here to set it up against this building. Use that to get up on the building and then drop this green cable on the other side. Jump back down, go inside and grab the blue cable, and then with one hand grabbing the blue cable and the other grabbing the crate, bring it back over here. We can drop the cable down in there, push this little ledge down, and you want to have the box set up to where the smooth side is sitting upwards. So you can see how the crate has that smooth side. And then we're going to grab both of the wires, climb up on here, and then that'll allow you to jump up there. And again, you can slow down the video if you need to, but use the ramp here to go all the way up with both of the cables. Open this first door to your left. Bring the cables in here because we have another trophy that we can get here in a moment. So now that we've got those, head back outside of the doorway. We need to grab that green cable as well. So go all the way back down the ramp, grab the green cable, and then bring it into that room also. Now, once you have all the colors, the moment you plug in your first cable, that's when the timer starts. We have to plug all of the cables in within 35 seconds. Now that actually isn't a lot of time, but you can also do this trophy in co-op. But as you can see, I didn't get the trophy my first try. It is a pretty tight time requirement. But the good thing is instead of hitting reload checkpoint, I did a bit of research into this one. And if you wait 1 minute after unplugging all of the cables, so I waited a minute and then I plugged in the yellow cable and I tried to have the cables set up, to where I can put them in very, very easily. And then I managed to finally get the trophy. So instead of hitting reload checkpoint to where you have to grab all the cables and do all of that again, just pull all the cables out, wait a minute, and then try again, and you guys should smash this trophy out. I think that's the only hard trophy throughout the game though, so from here on out you guys should be set. We're going to head back to the main room where the drill is, and we're going to grab this gold nugget that was in the minecart. And then opposite of where that green platform is that we pushed down, you're going to find a lift. Take the lift up and bring the gold nugget to this window and then smash through the window to climb in. You're going to find a lever at the control panel, and this is actually going to pull the drill upwards and reveal a hole for us to go through. So pull the lever down so that way the drill goes up, and then you can exit back through the window that we crashed. Make your way back to the room with the drill, and then at the center of the drill you'll find the hole. Fall down into the hole. And we have a little bit of a puzzle here, but I'm going to go through it nice and easy for you guys. Go down the tunnel, past all the gold ore. You're going to come to a room with a bunch of air vents. Now, there's going to be a rock on an air vent in the distance. We're going to grab this rock so that way it clears the air vent. We're going to put it on this first air vent that was near the entrance. Now you can see there's a spot there that's blowing air out of it. You can use that to fly up onto the platform, climb over here, and then you can start jumping over all of those pillars. We need to get that rock that is on the end of the pillar. So start jumping to the other side and then bring it back carefully, making sure you don't fall off the ledge. Now, once you've brought it back, we're going to place it on the vent that we used to get up on the platform. That'll actually cause the vent to the right to have a lot more force behind it. And then we can actually be launched up a lot higher. So this will allow us to get onto this platform here. And if you mess up, you can just try again. And then jump over to the next platform. And I'll speed this part up for you again. But we're just going to do a little bit of parkour. Jump over the middle. And then make our way down here with the seesaw. and then climb through here. And now you can see an air vent with a rock that we need to grab. It's going to launch you up. Try and grab that. It might take a couple tries. Once you have that though, you can place it on that same vent. Then we can hop over here. Make sure you don't fall directly down because there is a hole in the map, but you want to jump off to the left. We're going to grab the rock that we put on the first vent, and we're going to put it over here on this vent that we used to get up to the other area. That's going to make this first vent really, really strong now, and it's going to be able to launch us up to the platform above. So line yourself up, go ahead and grab onto that, and then make our way through this tunnel. You're going to find some rocks in this tunnel. You can easily just climb over them. Now once you make it through the cave here, you're going to find a rope with a metal ring on it. We're going to bring it to this mine cart and sit it on the back of it. Then we can grab the end of the rope, and we're going to drag the mine cart down to where that kind of barricade is. That way it'll stop the mine cart. So just go under it. That's going to allow you to swing across and then land on the platform below. Now we're getting really close to the end of the level. So we're going to do a bit more platforming here to get around this mountainside. You just want to quickly jump over the ice. So make sure you don't slip down. Have your arms out to get ready to grab. You're going to see some roots that are coming from the ground above. Grab onto the root so you can swing over, and then swing enough to grab the second root. And then you can swing over to the next platform where we can find our exit. Now for some reason the Xbox and PC versions of the game have an additional achievement per level, and I'll still show those in the guide just in case you're not playing on PlayStation. So right here at the end of the level, if you hang onto the wall and just walk over to the right, you're going to find out there's a trap door, and the achievement is to leave the level while holding a gold bar. So carefully jump to the other side, grab a gold bar, and then you can pop through the exit and get yourself the achievement. And thankfully that's the end of that level. Now our next one we're going to go to is called Factory. This one is a bit of a beefy level, but I'm going to get you through it. Now for one of the trophies or achievements, you want to make sure you don't turn on the lights. So you can see that red button at the door. Do not turn on the light. We need to keep it dark until we get the trophy. So what you want to do is create some ingots here. You can just press the button there. It's going to create some ingots, and you can pop those in these dispensers, and then hold down the button or just press it, and then that's going to craft us a gear. Now while it's doing that, there's also one to get all of the radios in the level and to throw them off of the map. So climb onto the pipe and then onto here and knock the radio down, or you can try and pick it up, whatever's easier. Drop it on the floor and then put the cog in the wheel here, and that'll allow us to open the door. Now we're going to get rid of our first out of 4 radios. So come into the next room, and then we're going to exit to the left and come outside of this room here, and you can just drop it over the railing. So that's going to be 1 of 4. Now you can see we're in this giant room here, and we're going to have to start creating a lever. So in order to start the process, there's going to be a few of these that require an ingot. And you can come over there and spawn yourself an ingot and then just get them ready. I just did this beforehand, so then that way at least they're all ready. So again, I grab another ingot and I take it over to this one over here. And then that way they're ready to make the parts of the lever once we get them. So what we're going to do is after you put all the ingots there, we're going to come out this doorway here. Again, you want to avoid the red buttons so you don't turn on the lights. We want to jump on the wheel to cause us to fling over to the other area. You can see I absolutely failed there, but do it again until you land over there. You should make it a lot farther than I did. And then just keep following the wheels, and then also grab the balls, something I'm quite good at. You're going to keep following down the path until you eventually land in this golden tube, and then follow the tube down to the stairs, and then we can come out here. You can press this button to open up a shortcut, that way you don't have to go through that again. And again, whenever you see those red buttons, I'm just reminding you that we do not want to press them because the trophy requires us to do this without any lighting. You're going to come over to this crane machine. You can see the left one kind of moves it. This one moves it left and right. And then the third one moves it down and up. And then the button itself is what actually controls the clamping motion of the claw. And what we need to do is take this gold ball, bring it over to here so it can be smelted into a wireframe. And once you have the wireframe for the lever's handle, we can make our way over the shortcut here and then back into this room. And inside here, you can use the wireframe with that ingot that we had ready, and that's going to create the handle of the lever. And you can pop that in the handle dispenser over here. So we have 1 out of 3 parts needed to make the lever. And next we're going to go for the wireframe shaft. Something else I'm good at grabbing. Like, dude, stop doing that. So next up, when we come into this room with the conveyor belts, you're going to see these platforms here that kind of smash down on you. We're going to quickly run past them. I'm going to speed up all of this because it's very, very easy platforming. You can go left and then right through those grates. Make sure you hit the emergency button to open the shortcut. And then you can swing across these, just doing one hand at a time. Once you make it over here and they clamp together, you can quickly run through. Grab the wireframe shaft and then head down the tunnel nearby. Once you're inside this room, you can use the wireframe in the dispenser and create the other part of the lever that we need. So this will be 2 out of 3 pieces. And you can just pop that in there ready to go. Next, we're going to go over here, again avoiding the red button. And we're going to activate these gears by just flipping the switch. Okay, once you have that done, after that, make your way over to these things you can grab onto that are hanging down. And you want to land on the platform over here and then go up this little lift. And then once you go all the way to the top, you can then jump onto the gear. And again, I'll speed this part up. And right here, you want to jump over the gears. If you get stuck in like I did, as long as you grab on, you won't fall down. Make sure you hit the button to activate the shortcut. Ride the gears all the way up to the top. Jump over the platform onto the gears, then to the gears, and then eventually you'll find these 2 rotating platforms and you want to grab onto the ball and then swing and then grab the wireframe. Then you can make your way into the tunnel. That part was a bit fast, so if you need to, you can slow it down, but it's just basic platforming. You can then create the other piece of the lever we need and then put them all 3 in here to create the lever. And then after you have that lever created, you're going to find a red marker on the floor, and that's where we can pop the lever there. And then we can activate it, and it's going to open a hole in the floor. And then once you make your way through this doorway, if you didn't turn on any of the lights, you'll get the After Hours trophy or achievement. And then under this portal, before going in there, is actually going to be our second radio. So before we leave the area, take it back outside to one of the railings. So we're going to go in here and then jump up, and then you can just drop it off the ledge. So just find a ledge or whatever you can to drop it off of, and then head through the portal. Now you're going to be in this area here with a puzzle. The solution is the same for everyone, so I'm just going to give you the solution. So that's the solution on screen: circle, diamond, and hourglass. And then once you have those in that order, hit the lever to open the doorway into this room. Now first things first, there's going to be another radio here. So you want to jump on this rotating mechanical arm. And as it goes over, you want to let go to swing onto here. So you can then grab the radio and then throw it off the edge. And there you go. Our third one is completely chucked over. Now we can actually go through this area. So again, ride the mechanical arm. And then drop down on this conveyor belt. And then eventually the other mechanical arm will come down. You can grab that and then head to this room. Now here's where we can get another achievement that's made for just PC and Xbox. But what we're going to do first is we're going to hit that button. It's going to open this here with another button. And you'll get this box that spawns in. Now you want to quickly grab it. Bring it over to the wall, because after a certain amount of time it's going to go blue. And it'll go sort of static electricity, and then it'll stay in that specific spot. So now we've just created ourselves a bit of a platform to get over here and grab this gold bar. And the achievement is for basically smelting 4 different items in this room here by bringing them to the fire. So grab the gold bar and chuck it in. That should be 1 of 4. Then you can press the button to reset the block. And then we're going to put it on the right side. You can see I got stuck, but as long as you're quick about it, you won't run out of time. Now that we have it on the right side, make your way up to the top. You're going to find another button to release another box. So click that. And then instead of bringing a box, you can actually just grab on the wall and swing across. Or you can also do the camera view trick that I showed you earlier in the guide. Grab the butt plug. Alright, so that'll be our second of 4 items to smelt. So bring it over to the fire in the middle. And then we can go on with the puzzle and press the red button to spawn another box. Now this one was kind of being a pain in the ass to put in there, but once you get it in, you'll get it smelted, and that'll be 2 out of 4. Then we can grab these 2 boxes now. So you can see if you do leave the box on there, it's going to stop it, but you can always just respawn it by hitting the red button. So I'm going to grab the first box, and I'm going to haul ass over here. And I tried to put it against the wall, but it actually works just fine right there. Because then we can jump from here. We put the second box up on the wall to the right of this platform. And then you can make your way up. I did a really bad jump, so it's not a good example. But make your way up to the top. Jump over from this box onto this platform, and then press the red button. That's going to open up our final box that we need. And then you can do the swing trick again to come over to this platform. And on this platform over here is going to be another item that we need to smelt, but there's also our last radio. So this is our 4 out of 4. If you just bring it near the fire, it usually triggers the trophy or achievement, or you can go throw it off the edge of the map over there as well, depending on what you prefer. After that, we need to smelt our last 2 items, which is a steering wheel. Chuck that into the fire, and then you have the gear that you threw down before you got off that platform. So you should have grabbed that gear and the radio before jumping off. After you put all 4 in, if you're on PC or Xbox, you'll get an achievement for that one. And then we can go ahead and start spawning these boxes in, and you put them down on this platform. And once you put all 3 down on the platform, it's going to open a exit to the portal, and this will be the end of the level. So that one was a pretty big level, but I hope you guys had a good time, and we can finally move on to our next one. So the next one we're going to is called Golf. And right at the very start of the level is already a trophy we can get. And we have to get this in with minimal swings, under 3 swings. And as you can see, I swung once, and for some reason the ball just kept going, so I sort of just waited it out. And sure enough, we somehow got a hole in one. So you just have to get a birdie, so it's under 3 swings. Try not to, it's mainly the first swing you really want to get a good hit on, and then the other 2 you can use to save yourself. We're going to continue through the level, press the button to get launched over to this castle, drop down and go through the archway, and then make your way down the golf tees into the next puzzle. Once you come here, you're going to use this lever to rotate the platforms. And at this end part, you want to rotate it to the right, and then quickly after it falls down, go left, so that way it'll make its way into the hole. This is not only a really quick level, but it's actually pretty fun. But once this ball goes in the hole, it's going to cause this windmill to spin. And another trophy or achievement we can get is for using the windmill to get on top. And it's for going through or past the cave a different way without actually going through it. So if you go over the top here, be very careful not to fall in the hole, because that's the cave below that we want to avoid. And as long as you just did this how I did, just from the windmill and then crossing over the top, once you go on the other side, you're going to get the trophy. Now for this puzzle, the platform in the distance moves. If you press the button as it's coming back from the left side, you will pretty much be guaranteed to get it in. Once you get it in, you can move your way through the windmill, go over the platforming tee right here with the golf club. You can also grab on the side so that way you don't get hit by it if it's coming back. Continue forward until you get to these golf carts. And the miscellaneous trophy here for the Xbox and PC users is to just ride this off the edge. After you do that, you just spawn back up and you'll get the achievement. And then you can line it up with the other golf carts to make a path and then climb over them to go across to the next area. Once on the other side, you'll see another golf cart that you can drive down the hill. Then you can go to your right and you'll find this platform of tees. And all you want to do is just jump across them, avoiding the golf clubs. And again, you can do that trick where you hang off the ledge just so that way you don't get hit. So time your jumps, and then as you can see, it's coming back. So I just wait on the ledge, then I pull myself up and continue to the next puzzle. We're actually almost done with the level already. It's a really, really short one. So this next puzzle here, you're going to have 2 platforms. The button's going to release the ball. So as this moving one on the left goes down, then you want to press the button to smack the ball over to the right. And then once it's on the right side and you see this go down, right before it's about to go down, you want to use the lever. Make sure you have hold of the ball, and then at the very top, press the lever to the right at the last minute to get in the hole. That'll activate the windmill. We can then use this to go up onto the platform above us. So you just ride it over to the platform, and there's not too much after this part until we get to the exit. And once you make your way to the very top, you're going to see a golf club that's just hanging there, and you can use that to swing over to the golf cart. And then once you go a bit forward more, there's going to be a volcano type area with another golf club. Swing off of that, then leap over, and you're going to find another air vent that's going to shoot you up. These are like the air vents from a level we did earlier in the guide. So use that to launch yourself up towards the exit. And then to complete the level, once you come out here, all you need to do is go on this platform and then jump in whatever ball you want. So make your way inside the little hole and then start rolling the ball down, and it's going to be a giant hole for the ball to go into. And congratulations, you got a hole in one, you're the best. But there you go, guys, a very nice and easy chill level. So next up we've got City, and I actually quite like this level. I think it's pretty cool. So at the start you're going to find a capsule. All you have to do is then put it in the hole, and that's going to activate this pad. This is a launch pad, so once you stand on it, it's going to charge up and then fling you. And for a trophy, you're going to see these bowling alleys throughout the level. We actually have to complete all 4 of them by knocking down all the pins. So as you can see, this one only has 1 pin. So you just want to set this up in there and then pull back on the red handle and then try and dodge the obstacles that are moving to hit the pin. Once you do, that's going to cause this doorway to open. Head inside through the hallway and then come into this room here. You're going to find this rotating platform that you can then put this big tower on. So the big tower to the right is what we want to put on there first. You'll notice it has to turn green. Once it's green, then you can press the button to turn it. That's going to change the direction of the track, and then we can push it against the wall. We're basically making a stairway against the wall. Then you can push the second largest stack towards the wall, and then the very smaller one you can put in the middle and then rotate. Up here is going to be a capsule and a box. You just want to throw the box off the ledge. So just throw it off the ledge, grab the capsule, and then pop it in the little capsule holder thing here. That's going to activate the wall and then open up the next area. And you want to bring that cube that we threw down into this next area. Okay, once you make your way in here, you're going to find some imprints or grooves in the ground to where you put these boxes. So we're going to put one here, and then there's already one in the room as well, and you're just going to put that in the other groove. Now after you have both of them in the groove, you're going to see 2 yellow buttons on the ground. We can go ahead and press both of those. That's going to lift them up against the wall, put them on this platform, and then make a stairway for us to grab this other capsule. So climb your way all the way up, grab the capsule, and then jump down. And you can pop it in its little holder to open up this other doorway into the fan, and the fan will now be activated. The fan is going to take you up to the very top, so just ride it up. Now once you get up here, you need to push your hands on there to spawn a crossbow. The crossbow will periodically shoot every 2 or 3 seconds, and you just have to hit these targets before they stop flashing. So you'll see a little green timer on the targets themselves, and once the green highlight goes away, that means you ran out of time. So you just want to be a little bit quick with it. It's not too bad. Just sort of aim your camera view and then let the crossbow do the work. After you do that first one, there's going to be another one to the left. That's again, just hit the targets in a timely fashion. And then once you're ready to leave this area, come over here and hit both of the blue targets to lower the platforms. And then you can just drop the crossbow and cross the gap. Alright, so we have one part of another trophy to do here. Once you're in this section here, we're going to head to the very back of it. Throughout the level, we're going to find these rag dolls, and we just need to throw them off the map. So you're going to see a yellow one just here. So throw that off the map, come back this way where we were at, and then you want to grab these platforms and move them downwards. So there's only this one that needs to be moved, but you'll see there's another one here with the lever, and you want to raise both of those. So just press the lever upwards, and once they're both raised, you can then use them to cross the gap. Cross the gap to go up here, and then there's going to be a little bit of a platforming segment. You just want to make your way across up to the big lever. And then when you pull this lever down, it's going to spawn a lift, and the lift's going to come down to you so we can go up on that other platform. You can then operate the lift with the red button that's on there to then come over here where the basketball hoops are. And what we need to do is grab a basketball, and as it's coming around, get ready to launch off the launch pad. So that way we can land in it and then activate our next area. Okay, jump through the tunnel here. It's going to slurp you up. Sign me up to be the tunnel. Know what I'm saying? And it'll basically bring you to this area here. Now, normally you can do that kind of hanging puzzle over there to get around, or if you want, you can just jump up here, swing a little bit, and then pull yourself up. And then you can skip that whole little rope bullshit there. And we can use the launch pad to fly up on this platform. And then we have to actually get the bowling balls free in this area. So we're going to jump on the platform here and then monkey bar across. So just extend your arm at the last minute there and you'll grab on. And we need the bowling balls so we can do this next bowling pin alley. Just keep pulling on this thing here until the bowling balls are free. And then you'll notice there's a light square segment on the floor here. That's where you want to have it. And you want to kind of try to line the ball up in the middle. So as long as the ball is sort of in the middle, you should get a strike, unless you're dog shit like me. I missed one pin. What the fuck? That's okay though. We just put another ball on the track and then press the button again. And then it's going to activate that tunnel up there, another little tunnel. So go through there. It's going to take you to all of these drones. Now this is going to be the meat and potatoes of the guide, but it's going to be really fun because once you grab a drone, after it starts speeding up, you'll notice you can press jump and you will use it to glide. We're going to glide over here to the corner of the map, and you're going to find a catapult with another bowling alley. So in order to do this one, all we do is pop the ball in the catapult. Then you can line up the yellow beam there with the orange peg. So just grab onto it. You can slowly move it to the right. And you can see that I'm trying to line it up. And boom, we got it first try. After you get that completely striked, you knocked all the pins down and it's green. Go over here to grab another drone. Let it pick up speed. And then once it picks you up from the ground, you can jump. And once you jump, it's going to launch you over here. And we want to go in this tunnel here because it's going to push us up so that way we can get a bit more altitude. Now, once you're as high as you can go, you're going to see there's like a yellow spring or light bulb coil in the distance there. We're sort of flying towards that way. You're going to find another tunnel that lifts you up as well. But you're going to see a building with another bowling alley. This should be your final one. So if we do this one, you'll get the trophy. You can then just let go of the drone, drop down and load the cannon. Line up the cannon and get yourself a strike. As long as you did that, you're going to get the trophy. And then immediately to our left from the cannon is going to be another drone. Now you want to follow along for this part. It might get a little hectic, but I got your back. Activate the drone and come into the tunnel. Wait until you hit maximum peak. Then we can fly all the way over here to this other tunnel. We're then going to go upwards, and you can use the YouTube feature to slow this down if you need to. We want to go to the top of this pin needle tower. And the reason we're doing that is you're going to find our second doll on the very top of it. So just knock it off. It doesn't matter if you grab it. You just have to knock it off and it'll fall all the way down. Then we want to come over to this little fixture, break that so it disables one of the parts of the exit gate. Go through the tunnel to get more altitude. Come over to the yellow one and then break that. And then swing around the side here and then grab the green one. So that's 3 of the 4 that we need to open the exit gate. And then down over here, you're going to find the last one. We're going to open the exit gate, but we're not going to go out there yet. That's just to save you a bit of trouble. Again, you can use the YouTube feature to slow that down there, but these things are pretty noticeable on top of the buildings. You just kind of run up to them and break them. Now, directly opposite of where the blue one is, the last one that we broke, you're going to find a building with 2 crossbows on it. Make your way over to this building, and you're going to find a tunnel here on the side of it. We need to go in here to grab our last doll, so there should be 3 out of 3. So what I did was I just made my way in here with the drone. I held onto it with my right hand, and then I just went down to the ground and started trying to grab the doll with my left hand. And then once I actually knew I grabbed it, then we can come over to the edge and we're going to drop it off the edge of the map. So that would be a trophy in itself. And then if you are on PC or Xbox, the other trophy you want to grab is to just hijack a car, which is you just see these floating cars here and you just sit on it for about 10 seconds. And that's pretty much all you do. That's going to get you the achievement. Once you've held on for 10 seconds, you can then drop off and you've got your achievement. You'll respawn back at the main tower with all the drones. Now we're going to grab our drone and we're going to head straight for the exit. You're going to see it off in the distance here as long as you broke all 4 of those lighting fixtures that I showed you. That's going to open the portal. We can dive right in and we can get our trophy for finishing the level. Alright clan, we got 3 more levels left and this one is called Forest. So at the start you're going to see a car here. You just want to push it to the ledge so you can get up. And then from here you're going to find a crate. You just want to line it up to this windmill so you can climb up this. And then make your way over to the platform. You can use the windmill to go up. Land on here. And then you're going to find this rock that you can actually pull down. So just grab onto it. Eventually you can pull it down. And then you can use it as a path. Make your way across and then jump inside the fencing. If you do miss the fencing, you're going to see a wooden barricade here. And you can actually pull these apart and come through the fence. I've got some great skips here for you guys. So just follow along. What we're going to do is move this all the way to the end of the track against the wall there. Then you're going to find this main one that has electric cable inputs on it. We're going to drag this one closer to the door and to the other electrical unit over there that you can see that's attached to the wall. Now we're going to grab the blue cable, which is inside of this cart. You just want to pull these open by landing on them and then just pulling down. Take the blue cable out and then we can set it up to these electrical units here. So plug in the blue one. Then we're going to take that cart we found the blue cable in and we're going to get a miscellaneous trophy. You know, we've been on a long adventure. We deserve a treat. Alright guys, so why don't we have some marshmallows? You're going to come up here and find a campsite. You're going to want to grab the marshmallow on a stick, put it in the fire, and make it nice and toasty. That's going to give you a miscellaneous trophy. You can sit and rest a while. But once you're ready, come back over to where we push this initial cart against the wall. Climb up the wall. We're going to do a little bit of a puzzle skip here. You're going to want to grab the wall up at the very top here. Use your left hand to then rotate the camera view. So then you can grab with your other hand and then you can eventually swing over and grab the red cable. So pretty much the trick we've been doing throughout the game. Plug in both the cables. You'll then have access to this underground area here with a 2x4. So the 2x4 is going to come in handy here. We just want to grab it and then head over to the wheel on the right side. This is going to be to open a gate that helps us progress. So wind the wheel up until the gate is fully open and then use the 2x4 to jam the wheel. Get it stuck and then you can make your way through this area. Now there's a miscellaneous trophy we can get right off the bat right here. You want to hop into the crane, pull the lever to the left, and smash the statue. That's going to give you the Wrecking Crew trophy. After that, you can then make it go all the way to the right as much as possible. And then what you can do is jump over here to this platform. And we're going to do a pretty big skip right here. We're just going to pull ourselves up. You can see you can jump almost to the very top. And then if you keep spamming L2 and R2, you'll eventually pull yourself up. Jump over the cactus. Make your way over to this plane. You'll notice a chain is holding it in place. So the easiest way to get this chain off is to climb on the top and then pull the chain off. You want to make sure it's completely off, otherwise it'll weigh it down. And then that'll allow you to push it closer to the edge to then use it as a platform to climb up to this other ledge. So now we're going to climb up the plane and then onto the ledge. Alright guys, now the scientists at Bushido Cypher Studios here, they went in on this one. They have found a really great skip here. Normally you got to do all this bullshit with a cable, going underground. Look man, if you're watching my video, you know we're not about all that shit. So we're going to go over here, we're going to grab a plank off the door, and that's all we're going to use. We're going to set this plank up sideways, so that way we can walk our happy ass up it, and then grab onto this platform. And what I love most about this skip is it's so easy to pull off. All it requires is your wood. And I don't know about you, but as a man, that resonates with me, you know? Just using my wood to get up onto that platform. And guys, that alone should be worth a like, don't you think? But we're going to progress up the mountain here. We're going to go up this sled all the way around. This is going to lead us to this little cabin in the mountains kind of setup. You're going to see an ice cube and a piece of wood to the right. There's a miscellaneous achievement here for Xbox and PC users. So grab the ice cube and move it away from that chimney or that pipe. Then come over here and grab this piece of wood. We're then going to set it on top of the ice cube to make a platform. And that'll also keep it from melting because the wood will be blocking it from the sun. You then want to try and put it in the corner over here just because that makes it pretty safe. You can see it was melting just a little bit there. But once we have it in a good spot, we're set. And as long as you've done that correctly, you can then climb up on top of it. And once you make your way to the top of the mountain, you're going to get the achievement. And up here, what we need to do is create a platform that we can go across. And in order to do that, what we want to do is grab this torch, set it on the ice cube until the statue melts, and then we can use it as a platform. Make your way around the little Stonehenge setup here, and eventually you'll come to the telephone poles, and then you're going to find a plane that's crashed into them. What you want to do is just try and jump for it. So stand back, make a big jump for it, have your arms extended so you can grab on if you need to, and then land on the plane. Once you're on here, again, I recommend keep holding your hands so that way you don't lose grip, and then you can make your way and then jump off onto the mountain. Once you've done that, climb up this little bit of mountain, you'll come to another building, and this is actually the end of the level. So open up the door, remove the wood over the hole inside, and then drop down to get your trophy. There it is, guys. So next up, we've got the laboratory. This is the second to the last level. Once you open up this doorway, you then want to grab this ball, and we're going to get a miscellaneous trophy. So in order to do that, you can then come outside and then drop it over the railing or over this ledge. And we basically need to get it into the lava. So as long as you dropped it down and went in the lava, you're going to get the trophy. It may take a moment to actually fall. As you can see, we got the trophy, and you can earn that at another part in the guide as well, so I'll show you again in case you forgot. And after the balls respawn, you can bring it over here to deactivate the force field. So think of it as like a key card basically to deactivate it. Then head through the doorway here and open up the door. Now in this room here, you're going to find a giant crane in the middle that uses magnets. What we're going to do is we're going to push it all the way to the right using the lever until it can't go right anymore. And then we're going to also push it all the way up to the top. After that, we're going to press this little blue button to deactivate the magnetize effect. And then once it drops the magnet, we'll turn it right back on. So that way the magnet's on the floor, as you can see. And then we want to head over here to the launch pad. So just stand on the launch pad, and then you'll find another launch pad. So take both of them. And eventually you'll be here with this ball. Throw the ball off the ledge, but don't get off the ledge just yet. You can either swing across or you can just jump down and grab the magnet. With the magnetize effect on, if you jump with this, it should suck you right up. And then you can swing over to this platform and then activate the switch. Once you activate the switch, you're going to see a new area for another one of these balls to put inside the door to deactivate the force field. And you can see the other one we need in the back over here. We have to use the crane to actually magnetize it outside of the case. And then we can use the deactivate magnetize effect to drop it on the floor and then grab it, place it in there to deactivate the force field. After that, slide the lever to open the door. And then we can head through and we'll be in this giant room with a bunch of numbers and things like that. What you want to do is go immediately to the launch pad in the middle. And we're going to launch ourselves the way it's already facing. And I launched myself terribly, but as long as you make it up here, you can then press this red button at the very top. This is going to open up all the cases around the room, so that way all of these keys that we use to deactivate the force field are now open and available. Using the laser, you can point where you want to actually launch to. So we're going to launch to this first ball right here at the start. You just kind of want to have it in the general area and then jump on the launch pad to then fly over there and grab the ball. If you do miss, you can always just retry, but once you get up here, grab the ball, and you'll find a lift on the side of here. And that'll take you back up to the launch pad. So if you do fail, you can just use that lift to come back up. Now, once you're back up here, you can use one hand to rotate this, or you can set the ball down if you need to. But we want to aim it towards the number 3, so we launch up on this area where the force field is. And if you're on PC or Xbox, if you stand by the force field while holding the ball for a while, you'll get the Overachiever achievement. So make sure you get that before we drop down and place it in its little pedestal. After you get that one, just drop it into here. Now we can head back to the launch pad, and now we have it facing towards the other ball between the 1 and the 3. So now we're going to grab this ball, we're going to head back down, go towards the launch pad again using the lift. And then once we're up here, we're going to go to the 1. This is going to be another spot that we can place this one into. So we should have 2 out of 3 balls placed in their respective holder. And then after that, we'll go right back to the launch pad again to get our last one. It's actually in the corner over here. You can see some launch pads in the distance. Just line it up as good as you can, and then jump over and get onto the launch pad. Once you get launched over here, there's going to be multiple launch pads to get over to the last ball. You want to just do this carefully so you don't fall, and always have your hands ready to grab on the ledge if you need to. Once you get to the end, grab the last ball, make your way over to the main launch pad by going up the lift, and now we're going to drag the laser over to the number 2, and this will be our last spot that we're going to put the ball in at. So it's going to launch you up. You'll place the ball in here, and that's going to unlock the force field over there to the right, that door that we were at earlier. So then you can set it back to 3, launch yourself up, and we can proceed through the doorway into the next room. Okay, so for the next area, you're going to find these little kind of pull handles. You want to pull them all to the center and then hit the red button. That's going to activate some stairs here. And then there's going to be an orange piece that you want to grab in each little kind of window area up above. So there's 4 in total. You just want to come up here, grab one of them, and then just set them in the middle. And then grab the other 3 and set them in the middle. And once you have all in the middle, you can start placing them over in this room by this big cannon. And you can see I already have 3 of them in there, but you just want to place them in their respective slot. They'll just kind of automatically magnetize towards it. And once you've done all 4, it's going to open up this display case into the cannon. Now there is a missable trophy here. You have to hit all of these targets without missing. And it's pretty easy because it does give you a laser pointer, so just don't rush and you should easily be able to get this. So the left one controls the aim vertical, and the right one controls it horizontally. Just line up the laser, take your time with it, try and get in the middle if you feel like you're not going to hit it. Once you're ready to fire, go ahead and launch it. And you'll find more orange squares around the room. So you can see it turns green. And we need to hit the other 3 like that without missing as well. And the ball will just respawn after you shoot it. Now if you did all of them without missing, on your 4th one you'll get the bullseye trophy. It's pretty easy, like I said, just take your time with it. You're not timed or anything, so just watch the laser. Once you hit all 4, it's going to open these rooms, and then we're going to go over here to the room with the kind of up and down pillars. We want to jump on the first lot right here, and then we're just going to do a bit of parkour to get towards the end of the area. So just keep jumping over. And once you get to the very, very end, you're going to find a ball that we need to unlock the door. We're going to need 4 of these. So there's only 1 in that area. Then you can run back to the center of the room and then place it here. Now for our next one, it's over in this room with all the fans. And there's actually 3 of them in this room. And the fans will take you to a designated spot. So all you have to really do is find the stairs. You can see here's a staircase and then jump in the fan. It'll automatically take you to the first ball. Then you can just set it in the middle of the room and then go to another one of these staircases on the left or the right. So there's 2 more staircases in total, which are in the center of the room. 1 on the left and 1 on the right. Just go through there, grab the next ball. You can place it in the center again. And then once you have all 3, you can do what I used to do back in college. And I would just hold both of the balls in my hands.
What did he say?
And then that way you can just save a bit more time and go over to the keystones and then unlock the door. So as you can see, our last two there will unlock the door, and then we can proceed through this doorway with the lever. And we're actually almost to the end of the level already. So for this area here, you're just going to proceed forward. And we're going to go around this gigantic ball that has a light on it. You can see there's multiple lights, and to disable the light, all you need to do is grab the ball, place it in the little pedestal here, and it disables the light. And then you just use the fan to go across or whatever else is around you. So sometimes there's a launch pad, things like that. And then once you disable the final light, it's going to spin around and go crazy and do a giant flash. And after that animation of the giant flash and it going a bit nuts, there's going to be this red button in the middle. Once you press that, it's going to open this little center part here, and that's actually the end of the level, guys. So we're going to be moving on to our final level. You're going to have the platinum and all of the DLC trophies, which is really awesome. So this next one is called Lumber. And for our PC and Xbox users, you want to actually grab the bed from the inside of that house, bring it over the gap there, and then just drop it into the water. You can fall into the water, so just be careful. If anything, you'll just respawn. It's not a big deal, but you get the bedwetter achievement, so that's only for Xbox and PC. After that, we can progress through the level by moving this piece of wood away from the lever, pull the lever down to release the logs, and create a path over the water. So we're then going to jump over the path that we just created. We're going to head over this way, and we're going to head left from this part. There's actually another miscellaneous in this level, and it's for dropping all of the lanterns off of the map. So they have to be dropped off the map. They can't be dropped into the water or anything like that. So there's our first one, just dropped off the side. Okay, so make sure you do that before we proceed. And then we're going to go down to this area where all of this wood is sitting at. And you want to just grab at least one of them for now. So grab maybe this one just chilling on the ground. And then we're going to take it over here and then up this ledge. And we're going to use it to cross the water. So you can push it against the other ones that are already in place. And then when you're close to this island, you can actually just grab onto this and slowly press X without accidentally flipping it. Just keep readjusting yourself, and you can sort of use it as like a surfboard. You can see I almost fell there, but once you're ready, you can then jump off onto this island. And we're going to make our way through this part here to get over to the other island on the left side. Now, once you're over here, you're actually going to see a shed over there with a battery of some kind in here. And we're going to need a red cable to use this with the lift, to activate the lift. And what we want to do is put that there by the lift, so then we can go get the red cable, jump on this or try and push it down. And then once you push it down, we can then cross it. There you go. After you cross it, there's going to be a little bit of platforming. So just make your way up to the very top. And eventually you're going to come to a house. Now when you get to this house, out front is going to be a hatchet or an axe. You're going to use that to bust down the door. So you can just quickly grab it out of the stump and then just smash it straight into the door to open it. And then we can get our red cable. Take the red cable over to the ledge over here, and you can just drop down. Make sure you drop down onto the platform and then plug it into the lift. Then you can activate the lift, get to the very top, and then we can find the blue cable over here. Grab the blue cable and then just drop down safely below. After you get the blue cable, we're going to run back to the red cable, pull it out of the battery and the lift because we're going to need it for a different part. Come back to where you set the blue cable down at and then grab both of them. And then make your way forward. Be careful because the red cable is a bit longer. It can slide down into the water. So just make sure that's not sliding down as you see in the video here. So then I pulled it up and made sure it didn't fall in. Go ahead and plug it into that power source there. We need to activate that. We just need a battery. So inside is going to be a battery. Then go ahead and plug that to it. And then now you can use the zip line. So take the zip line to the next area. And I'm going to show you how we can skip this little part too. All right, guys. So I have another great skip for us here. You can see there is some monkey bars. There's a crate. Look at all of that, man. They really went all in on this puzzle. But I can't be bothered with that. So what we're going to do is we're going to head all the way to the very back of this area on the left side. You're going to find a tree. All we're going to do is jump on the tree branch. Try and position yourself to either stand on the left one or hopefully you just pull yourself easily up onto this second branch that I tried to get on. But after you pull yourself up, you can then jump to the third branch and then over to this platform and then grab onto the ledge. And there you go. GG, easy clap. As I've said before in my guides, if a game's too hard and it's giving you too much macaroni, then you're kind of forced to use the cheese. So we'll go ahead and make our way forward past this giant crate with wheels. And in the very corner over here, you're going to find another lantern. This is another one that we need to throw off the map. Go ahead and pick it up with one arm. So then that way you can start dragging this crate with your left arm. Then that way you can kind of, feed two birds with one stone because we're going to need to move it anyways. And then we're going to come over to the side here, drop the lantern off the ledge. And you can see my box got stuck, so you might have a better chance with that. But then you want to move it really close to this platform. Press the red button in the shed to raise the platform. And then quickly, before it goes back down, run over and push the crate under the platform so it gets stuck. Then after that, you can just go over here to the back, climb up this little mountainside here, jump over to the platform, and we're going to get another miscellaneous trophy here. So this one is called Safety First. You need to grab 2 hooks, so grab one in each hand. And after you have 2 of them, we need to try and zipline while both of them are latched on. So without jumping off or anything, just try and get them hooked on first. Just navigate your camera and your character until both are on there, and then go ahead and slide. If you did that correctly, you should get Safety First for using 2 of them. And then upon dropping here, we are going to go get another lantern. So it's a bit of a walk, but that's good because it'll go towards your 25-kilometer trophy if you don't have that one yet. And that'll save you a bit of AFK time with rubber banding your controller later if you need to. So we're going to keep going down the side of the river. We're just on this left side. And eventually you'll come up to this little mountain part that you can jump up and you'll see the lantern in the distance. Again, you don't want to drop it in the water. So what we're going to do is we're going to carefully hug the wall on the left side. You don't want to accidentally trigger the checkpoint over here because it's for the end part of the level. And if you activate the checkpoint when you die, you're going to just spawn there, and we don't want that. So what we're going to do is drop it off the map, and then we're also going to drop off the map. So we start back at the start where we initially ran from. Then we can cross over the river just using that log to get to the other side. And then once you're up here, you're going to find a platform with a button on it, and that'll take you over the little chasm here of the mountain. Just click that, get to the other side. And now there's a certain puzzle you have to do here, but we're not going to do that. Again, you guys know what it is by now. We're going to jump down into the water, and then we're going to quickly, before we drown, grab onto the wheel and let it pull us all the way up to the top of this house. And once you're up here, you can see a entrance to a cave up ahead. So to get there, you just want to jump on this log pile and then jump over to this ledge and then make your way inside the tunnel. Go ahead and drop down in here. Once you're in here, there's actually going to be another lantern, and there's a minecart that we need to push down. So we're going to push the minecart down first, so that way while it's going down to the bottom of the map there, we can drop the lantern. So you can see that's going to roll down slowly. And while it's doing that, we're going to grab this lantern. That's a fucking wall, but okay. Grab the lantern and then come over to this hole in the ground and just chuck that bad boy right in there. I'm not sure what I said earlier in the commentary, but that should be our 4th one. You need to throw off 5 of them. So that was our 4th. And then what you can do immediately after that is come back over to the minecart, use that to get up here, and then you can find the lift. Take the lift to the top and you're going to find a zip line. Once you get up here, you're going to find a crate and a windmill. And we want to use the crate to go under the windmill so that way we can grab onto it. And that way it can chuck us over to that side of the map. You can see I messed up here, but I just grabbed on again. And then you want to launch yourself over where these tents are, or this little campsite. And you'll see it save the game, and then that's our checkpoint. So we've come to this area now. We're almost at our 5th lantern as well, which should pop the trophy if you've been following along. And what you want to do is grab this raft, start sliding it down into the water, ride it all the way down to the very end until you hit this part, and you'll see the lantern over here on the side. Now this lantern can be a little bit tricky to get over here because we need to actually drop it off of the map, so you don't want to accidentally drop it into the water. So I recommend hugging the right side of the wall as much as possible so you don't accidentally drop it in there. Sometimes it respawns as well, but once you put it up here, then you can grab it from the other side. So sometimes if it falls in the water, I noticed it respawned, but I'm not sure it's guaranteed, so just be careful. After you have the lantern, come over to the ledge here by all of these logs, chuck it off, and that'll get you your lights out trophy. So again, make sure they all go off the side of the map. You're going to see a button in the distance. Go over to the platform and then use the lever. Once you have the lever down, that's going to cause these log platforms to start spinning in a circle, and we can use that to cross the gap. So go ahead and grab onto the logs, and we're going to use it to cross the gap. So wait until it goes over the gap, and then you can drop down. Then you can make your way up the stairs and then activate this one as well. And then you want to make your way up inside of the crane, because we want to put these two into sync. So you can see they're not really into sync. Well, they're kind of close into sync. But you want to stop this one here, and then when the other one comes around, you can click it so that way they're a bit more in sync. And then bye, it's in sync just like that. And you can jump on over and cross the platform. Jesus Christ, that was fucking horrible. We're going to head straight ahead. We're just going to go straight, guys. We're nearly at the end of the level and the guide. When you use the zip line to go across, you'll find this area here. Now again, normally it's some kind of puzzle. Who cares, right? Who cares at this point? We're gonna go up the left side of this mountain here. We're not about puzzles, guys, okay? My 3 IQ can't handle it, and my only 2 brain cells are usually just fighting each other just to survive. So we're gonna come up the mountain here, climb around the side, and once we make our way all the way around the side here, it's gonna get us across that gap that was down there. So again, jump up this ledge here. You'll have to climb up it, and then you can see this part where you can just jump since it's at a slant. Then make your way towards these trees. You're going to find a hole in the middle of the map, and then you can just jump straight through and get your other DLC trophy. Now again, I recommended not to do the speedrun trophy on your first playthrough, so I'm going to have a quick separate video on how to quickly go through those levels using basically tricks to skip the levels, so you can speedrun the game within 20 to 30 minutes. And that should basically be your last trophy. There was a trophy to respawn 100 times if you haven't got that already. And there's another one for going to the power plant and then just driving. I think it's like 1 kilometer or something like that. So that's called Petrol Head. And then lastly, there's a walking one. If you still haven't got that and you did all of the DLC, you really shouldn't be far from it. So you can just rubber band your controller and just leave it idle. But other than that, we can do the speedrun trophy next, which will also go towards your walking trophy. So for some reason, if it still doesn't pop after doing the speedrun trophy, then you can do the rubber band trick and get your travel 25 kilometers trophy. But other than that, guys, we have finished the guide. So all that should be left for you at least is the speedrun trophy or maybe a few miscellaneous, nothing too tricky. You can use the timestamps in the description and the video to go back to the ones that you need and make sure that you get them smashed out. I do hope the guide helped you. I tried to make it as short as possible. I think it is the shortest video guide with all of the trophies, including the DLC, and even also the PC and Xbox achievements. I've got full timestamps. I did put a lot of effort into it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you again for coming along on the journey. And why don't we confuse people in the comments, huh? If you're one of my real ones, why don't you leave a comment below that says, "That is definitely a butt plug." So again, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate those who take the time to leave a comment or even just like the video. It does mean a lot to me, and I spend at least an hour a day going through all of my comments to make sure that I don't leave you guys hanging. So again, we're going to exit with our legendary Patreon supporters, and if you do want to be one of those and you want to be immortalized in the credits of my video, please check out the Patreon in the description below. But other than that, guys, I will see you in the next one. Peace.